This week is all about Aquarius energy, and we have Jupiter bringing in some optimism that we most certainly need. Welcome back to the Hello Fluid Collective podcast. I'm your host, Sarah, and I love all things astrology and using it to help entrepreneurs and creatives tap into their creative flow. Today, we are talking about the astrology for the week of December 27th through February 2nd. As always, all the transits are listed down below. And if you want more information on these transits, then head over to my TikTok or my Instagram where I post little graphics for each thing happening. And it just gives you a little bit more information in a visual way. A quick announcement is that I am part of a really cool online community that's launching this week. It's called the Intuitive Moon Co., and it's hosted by my beautiful friend and collaborator, Raquel, over at Our Infinite Nature. It's a really lovely community where you can tap into the moon energies and really use the moon cycles to help you manifest, to help you grow, to help you calm your nervous system. And I am the resident astrologer, so that's fun. If you want more information about the new and full moons as they're happening, then you can check me and Raquel out over on the community. It launches this week, so I'll put those links in the description below. And remember that it's a lovely time to get a year ahead reading, or if that sounds overwhelming, I also have a quarter ahead reading, where we look at what the planets above are doing to your natal chart and how they're creating different energies and cycles for you. 2025 has a lot going on, so this is just a little bit of foresight that can help us lean into the energies and the patterns that we're going through. All right, let's get into the astrology for this week. Up first is on Monday, January 27th, and that's Mercury moving into the sign of Aquarius. Mercury is all about our mind and our communications, and Aquarius is all about innovative thinking. It's all about being original, stepping into your uniqueness, and also tapping into that uniqueness so that you can bring that into the collective and really show up in the way we're all meant to show up and work together as a team, as a collective. We might be thinking more unconventional thoughts, thinking outside of the box a little bit, so that's kind of fun. The only thing I would say to watch out for is being a little too over analytical. Yes, Aquarius can be analytical too. It's not just Virgo, okay? Any air sign is really going to have us being up in our minds rather than in our spirit or in our body. So just be mindful of being too rigid because it's also a fixed sign. And it's going to be here until February 14th. As for business owners, I would tap into this energy to help you think of solutions. If you have a problem that's been sitting there for a while, it might be a good time to return to it or put some new thoughts into it because you could find solutions in places that you didn't expect before. Then next up is Tuesday, January 28th. And of course, anytime we get a planet moving into the sign of Aquarius, it's going to connect with Pluto. So we have Mercury forming a conjunction with Pluto. This is going to bring a sense of intensity into our thoughts, into our communications. So what it might do is ignite some deeper conversations that really need to be had in order to move forward. Especially because these two are connecting in the sign of Aquarius. I feel like, yeah, we might be having those conversations that help us see how we can come together, even in the smallest little bit. They could be conversations of individualism versus collectivism and how they both play a role with each other. This conjunction can kind of go a few ways. It can feel really intense depending on where your current mental state is. If you're in a negative space, it may intensify that. Or it could potentially give you a mental boost and help you focus really intensely or passionately on something. So, as for business owners and everybody really, if you have a project or something that you could channel this intense energy into, that I think would be a lot easier and a lot more helpful. This is also a good energy for tapping into your subconscious and really bringing that to the forefront of your mind and figuring out some patterns that may be lodged back. And on Wednesday, January 29th, we have a really beautiful new moon in Aquarius. This is a lovely new moon for manifesting. I feel like it's the first new moon of the year, first of all. And it's also forming a really supportive trine with Jupiter. Yes, Jupiter is a fan favorite. It's the great benefic, meaning it brings lots of joy, it brings generosity, it brings optimism, it brings opportunities. And the new moon is always about new beginnings. And when it's making this connection with Jupiter, it suggests that there's energy for new opportunities to come our way that can help us find those new beginnings. And all in the name of growth and expansion. Jupiter is also the planet of the future. So that's why I say it's a really lovely energy for manifesting, because it can help us get closer to the future and really be open-minded about what the future can look like, which is a really lovely energy for what we need right now. Now, I will say in this new moon chart, we still have that Mercury and Pluto connection, which is playing a role in these new beginnings and new opportunities that might come our way. Maybe we need to have harder conversations with ourselves or with others in order for those new opportunities to come our way or for them to come into our perspectives or horizons. This new moon is really about having a sense of faith and optimism, even though maybe it's not logical to. Because there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And you know what? It doesn't really make sense. But this new moon is asking us to still have faith no matter what. And how can we find faith? And how can we reconnect to our sense of optimism when things hit the fan? Next up is Thursday, January 30th, and that is when the sun itself forms that exact trine to Jupiter. Because it's not exact during the full moon, it's a couple degrees off, but it's close enough to consider it a trine. But the sun forms that exact trine the following day. This is really just accentuating Jupiter's qualities. We are shining light onto opportunities, onto optimism. And it's really an energy where you can have fun and lean into the things that make you feel good. And it's also a very social energy. And it's all about broadening our perspectives. So if you want to do something different this day and try something new and put yourself out there and experience, a different culture or food or something that might bring you some joy, this day is a lovely day to do it. As for business owners, open yourself up to new opportunities and collaborations. It's also a really fabulous day for launching. So if you are already planning a launch, obviously, you're not going to launch something just because I tell you here on the weekend. But if you're already planning a launch, then it's a really supportive energy to help you through it. The last exact transit of the week is on Saturday, February 1st, and that's Venus forming a conjunction to Neptune. Now, this can go a few ways. Both of them are very creative energies. So if you have a creative project you want to work on, I would love to see you channel that energy into a creative project. Because things may really be flowing down through you. You may just be, crafting away and losing track of time. Beautiful day for that. It also can bring some disillusionment into our relationships. So make sure you're not in a situationship or creating a situationship for yourself. If you're unsure, do what you can to get some clarity with that person. And I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, I'm talking about friendships, anything like that, any sort of relationship. And this also applies for money. So it's really easy to think we have boundless money on this day and to be spending money we think we have, but we actually don't. So it's not a good day for financial decisions. It's not a good day for uncontrolled shopping or impulse shopping. It is a lovely energy for connecting compassionately with somebody. It can be very romantic, it can be very lovely, it can be very affectionate. So if you want to spend the day with your boo or a friend that you love to be around, I would suggest doing that. As for business owners, like I mentioned, it's a beautiful day for creative projects, and it's not a beautiful day for financial planning. That's it. That's it for this week. We've got a lot of Aquarius energy going on, so it's all about really understanding our role in the collective and thinking about new ways of being, new ways of thinking, new ways of interacting with each other. It's not as of an intense week as last week. There is still some intensity. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and have a beautiful week. Until next time, stay hella fluid, y'all. Bye.